When referring to the solar system, especially in relation to other systems, some have reportedly taken to calling it Helia. I like this term. Sometimes Helia is used in law to refer to the entire system in a more concise way, and more of the system's governments are leaning in this direction. I can't say Helia is a particularly united place, despite naming the entity. There is constant tension between the disparate governments, not to mention the threat of piracy for each of them is growing into more of a problem. There are hints of dissatisfaction with much of the outer planet's actions and pressure on the inner planets to do something drastic. I hope there is not a war. At least not before I finish my work. Welcome to Beyond the Stars, or at least the setting of it. This is the start of a series where I will be diving into different worlds I've built. This one, Beyond the Stars, is a science fiction setting set in the not too far future when humanity has colonized almost the entire solar system and infrastructure is growing in between the planets. So this is an interplanetary setting, not an interstellar setting. But essentially there are these different governing bodies. They're formed from colonies that broke away from Earth after Earth started to crumble as a governing body itself. The first to leave was Mars, and to follow was Mercury. These were the two most self-sufficient colonies, so it's no wonder that they broke away first. Since then, Mercury has formed an alliance with Venus, and Mars has reformed an alliance with Earth, bonding over their similarities and giving each other protection as far as they could offer. The factions so far are the Interplanet Union, the Earth and Mars Union, the Asteroid Federation, and the United Coalition of Outer Planets. These are the four biggest players in the scene, though keep in mind much of the planets are independent from each other. Even though they've formed alliances, there are chances for betrayal. I will be going into these factions more in detail in future videos, probably giving one video to each faction. But right now, let's go over the general strokes of this. So the timeline. Earth establishes the colonies, then suffers under extreme climate change, and most people are forced to leave to those colonies. Earth loses power as a result, and the colonies begin to break away. Some quirks of the setting are there are no robots. They were considered too risky in interplanetary space, though some inventors still are trying to create robots. They're not very good at flying ships, not as good as people are, mostly because of cosmic rays corrupting them. They don't want an accident like we have on Earth with planes, where a cosmic ray can flip a bit and then the entire thing goes down. Another quirk, interplanetary travel is still young and inefficient. This is not a wholly conquered frontier. In fact, I'd say the Earth isn't even a Type 1 civilization yet. There's a lot that has yet to be uncovered, despite the spread of humans to the far reaches of our solar system. As such, travel takes a lot of time. People have to plan years in advance to go to another planet, depending on how far that planet is away from them. And ion thrusters ensure that even though it doesn't take as much time as conventional rockets, it still takes less than the speed of light to get there. Because most of the ships use ion thrusters, there are a lot of stations in orbit around planets. And additionally, the energy required to use those ion thrusters is a very hot commodity. As such, anywhere close to the sun, like Mercury, is responsible for most of the solar energy going out into these batteries to power the ion thrusters. But more on that when we talk about the Interplanet Union. As for right now, that's all I had planned for this video. Hopefully this becomes a series I can keep up with. And if so, I will see you in the next video when we talk about the Interplanet Union. Goodbye.